Now that Ironheart has come to a conclusion, we have come to the end of Phase 5, so today I'm going to share with you all my ranking of all the movies and shows in Phase 5 from worst to best. I'm not joking when I say this. I think that Secret Invasion is the worst thing Marvel has ever produced. Like, this had so much potential, but it is such a terribly written show. Giving Gia all the powers of the MCU, the Ben Mendelsohn of it all, killing his character, Maria Hill. Don't get me started on what they did with Rhodey. This is a terrible television show. Look, the Marvel has some things going for it. Like, I like the chemistry amongst our three leads. There's some occasional cool action sequences. There's the post-credit scene that's really intriguing. But other than that, it's poorly written. It's made by committee. The villain is very forgettable. The story's forgettable. And it's just not that good of a film. And this movie has aged like spoiled milk. Like, look, I like Paul Rudd in the role. The science fiction fan in me likes the weirdness from the quantum realm. But it is so poorly written. It is so ridiculous. Take this family grounded story into this bombastic, ridiculous story. I like Jonathan Majors in the role. But the king of it all is like the best and worst part of the film, because he's menacing, but then he gets defeated by Ant-Man, which is like, this is the guy that you want me to expect to beat the Avengers when he was going to have his own film. But the worst part of this film is, where the hell was Luis? First and foremost, it is unfortunate the way Disney handled the show, dumping it all at once, but it is a pretty forgettable story. I like the character. I hate what they did with Kingpin. There's moments every now and then, but like I said, I think the worst thing about the show is it's pretty forgettable. This to me is a perfect example of Phase 5. There are some good moments, but there's some bad moments. Like, I thought it started off slow. It got better with episode 3 and 4, but then I thought it got ridiculous by 5 and 6. It's unfortunate because I like this character, but this show is just all over the place. What if it's just kind of middle of the road? There's some things I liked about the series, and some things that I don't really remember about it, and the way it ends is just like, okay, that was a show. Might be a hot take, but I did not like this season at all of Daredevil. It is all over the place. It's so inconsistent. Only consistency is episode 1, 8, and 9, where it has the creators of season 2 having their footprints on the show, but all that stuff leading into it is all over the map. The White Tiger, the muse of it all, the therapy sessions with Vanessa, and also the chemistry or lack of between Daredevil and Heather. I couldn't stand the most recent season of Daredevil Born Again. It was just such a messy season of television. This movie has so much potential, but unfortunately, they're just too afraid. They're playing the character too safe. They don't know what to do with the character. I'm referring to Sam Wilson. He feels like a supporting character in his own film, and it says Captain America, but this is pretty much a Hulk sequel. Admittedly, it took me a while to get into the rhythm of the show because it was kind of repetitive the first 3 or 4 episodes, but once it found its footing, it was a show that had a focus, that had a voice. I liked the crew. I liked the cast. I love Rio as Death. I love Agatha, the backstory of her and her son, why she takes the witch's powers. This show grew on me, and I think it's one of the better shows of Phase 5. I don't love this film as much as everyone else does because I think the story is pretty forgettable, but I can't deny the entertainment factor, the chemistry amongst Deadpool and Wolverine, also obviously seeing Blade and all the nostalgia. Again, the story is very weak, but I can't deny it is a fun time. This is another example of when you give the creators the creative control, when they can tell their own story, focus on these characters, and you get something like the Thunderbolts. Easily one of the best projects of Phase 5. Man, I love me some Guardians. This film has everything I love about this franchise. Heart, levity, great backstory with Rocket's character, great characterization, great chemistry. It's just a great way to end their story. We're going to see some of these characters again, but we know James Gunn is doing his DC thing, and it's a great way to go out. I love this movie so much. But speaking of love, my favorite project in Phase 5 is Low-Key Season 2. This to me shows me that Marvel still knows how to cook when they let their chefs do the cooking. This has purpose. This has a vision. This has a complete story from beginning to end. Great character work. Great chemistry amongst our crew. The stakes are there. There's a ticking time bomb. There's obviously the great character art that we get with Low-Key. The score alone is one of the best scores in the MCU. I love this show so damn much. So there you have it. Phase 5 is interesting. There's some high highs, but some really low lows, which makes this the worst phase in my personal opinion of any of the phases, but that's my rankings. I would love to know yours in the comments below. How would you rank these movies and shows? What's your favorite? What's your least favorite? Let me know in the comments, and as always, for more videos like this, make sure to subscribe and follow for more.